prepare, make some good profits today. The market left us big clues right here. I want to talk about this, very important, because we saw that's coming in the morning right here. And let me show you this. At 1:50 p.m., this was just before FOMC. Now I want you to see 1:50 was here, right here, 1:50 p.m. This is something that if you have been trading with me for a while, you would have already know about how I keep talking about soaking up orders here, and you see how it soaked up the sellers. It's probably preparing for something, isn't it? And you see that it is preparing, obviously, very major earnings after hours right here. So you see how we have already broken up of the range, and futures market, we are already up to about 715 right there, because they have soaked up the sellers prior to that. So understanding this is actually pretty important, and this is important. Trade along with me for a while, you will see this for yourself. And I also told you to sell some puts if you prefer. Why? Because you see the incredible volatility here. As you can see, very nasty stop hunt before we started grabbing more liquidity, and that's the only reason is because, well, there's still more sellers that need to be soaked up right here after hours. Now, there was a very important clue as well, nearing to end of day. And pardon me for the meme, Discord members, if you know, you know. But there was a very important clue that happened, and it was at 2:56 right here. 2:56 here. See it for yourself. 2:56, which was about here. So this was 2:56. Using the algorithm, we were able to identify the strongest seller. That was this blue that started appearing. Now, this is very important because you know that there is a participant in the market that is a very strong buyer. Sorry, I meant a strong buyer that has already entered into the market. And this is when we know that they probably want to retest this 5-day moving average that we were prepared for in the earlier context that I was telling you about, where they were soaking up the sellers. So you piece them together. This will help you create very good context for what is to come in the earnings right there. Now, you see it for yourself. This is just absolutely beautiful right there. It's important you understand the context. This is important. So Discord members, please review today's trade setups and analysis right there, right? Because there was also one very important reason why you shouldn't be shorting this, and that was identifying this pink rhythm right there. Absolutely beautiful, right? Preventing you from going short in multiple occasions right there, knowing that there is the support level that will keep the charts up right there. So where do we go from here? Now, nothing's changed. Quite importantly, you have to watch yesterday's video. It gives you more context so you can understand my thought process. The links is in the description. Understanding my thought process is important. Chain up the plays. Understanding that trading is not isolated in just a day. You have to chain up day after day, so you can always be preparing for the context and the setups here. Now, I talked about how we were closing the cup. You see it happening, right? And we probably would break up 5-day if everything stays like that for now. So first things first, you want to see if there is buying continuation, right? Also see if we continue buying either in that orange or that green. Now, most importantly is you want to see 5-day moving average continuing as a support if this wants to continue trending up right there, right? We'll probably grab this liquidity quite easily and handily here like that. So importantly, you want to see who's buying, and for the next couple of days, watch out to see if the buying continuation continues in the green or the orange. We want to see 5-day moving average catching up as well. Most importantly, watch out for this blue rhythm. This is quite important, right? Because once we lack buying continuation, what you want to be worried about will be this blue. If there is a rejection of range, right, you are not caught by surprise. And if there's a rejection of range, you will see 5-day returning back as some sort of resistance on the shoulder of that structure right there. So this liquidity, you know exactly what it's up to. And so pay close attention, especially if we lag buying continuation the next couple of days, Thursday, Friday. You will not be caught by surprise. If this wants to head down, you pay attention, because it will close a larger cup right there. But watch out for tapering. If it wants to taper, it may take time. So you want to see blue with them. That's the most important if it wants to head down, right? And watch out for that. Right, so watch out, see if it heads down right there, and look for structure. By then, your 5-day will start trending down. So there are many indicators you have to pay close attention to if you want to see a certain trend happening. I talked about that yesterday's video. Links in the description. Please watch this. And very importantly, I want you to learn to do this by yourself. At the end of the day, right? Yesterday, I can foresee so many people following signals. Do you know how bearish it was yesterday? It seems that everyone is talking about how bearish it's going to be. Everyone, this is how signal groups will ruin you. So you have to be very careful, right? And at the end of the day, they are not going to be taking responsibility for your trades, and no one should, no one will. So you have to have the responsibility for yourself to learn this skill. And this is a lifetime skill, right? Learn this skill for yourself so that you can have more ownership. You can take more responsibilities for your trade. And you will realize you're not trading like a headless chicken anymore, because now you actually are properly equipped with the skill to take trades and obviously to find profits in the charts. So Discord members, if you have joined me, please review. Very importantly, you have to understand what I'm trying to say, where I'm getting at. See it for yourself day after day after day after day, and from there you will learn and review. Very importantly, right? There are probably so many people who got trapped today, right? Firstly, the lack of knowledge to know when not to trade, right? And secondly, probably seeing all the large red candles and feeling extremely bearish for some reason, right? So even though we were under 5-day moving average, yes, but do you see what I teach you right there? This is so important. Understanding there was a support level here. You do not short until we break it. And obviously seeing the blue bar appear, right? So these are things that you have to learn, and more importantly, not be following signal groups, please, right? Signal groups will truly ruin, right? So, but anyway, back to the charts. You have to be more alert. Do not be complacent, right? So watch out for the next couple of days and trade safe, right? The market can move in any direction it wants, because at the end of the day, we are still, well, technically still in the wedge here, right? And so watch out for this. Remember, buying continuation, watch out for that. Now remember as well, watch out for that blue tapering, right? Watch out for this liquidity level. Watch out for the MAs, as I'm telling you about as well. So thank you very much for watching. See you closer to opening bell.